Hey guys, what is going on? So I've got a special tutorial here that's all about improving your travel photos and taking them to the next level. This is the final photo. This is what we're getting to. Let me show you what the original looks like. All right, so here's the original photo, and you can see what I'm talking about here is these guys right here. So we wanted to take an awesome photo on this point. We're in Kauai and we have this amazing view of the ocean, the cliffs, everything. We got these people to take a photo for us, which was awesome. But then you have these dudes. You got the dude checking his social media. You got these two guys that are just looking at us, and you got a backpack here. It just ruins the shot. So you're sitting here, you have this awesome view, and then you got some extra people in the background. So guys, I'm gonna show you a quick technique on how to fix this in Photoshop. In Lightroom, I've already done all my adjustments to everything that I wanna do for the color. I like the way this photo looks. The only thing I wanna remove are these people. So let's first bring this into Photoshop. And to do that, you're gonna control click, edit in Photoshop, and you're gonna open this up in Photoshop. So it's gonna take this photo with the Lightroom adjustments and bring it into Photoshop. All right, so now here we're in Photoshop. Basically, what we're fixing is just those people. Everything else looks pretty good in this photo, so there's nothing else that I really need to touch up here in Photoshop. So what we're gonna use is the clone tool. So the clone stamp tool right here. This tool is super important. So what this tool is, it's a super cool tool. You can pick a point, and to pick a point, you would hit hold option, and it brings up this little cursor guy, and you pick something. And now when you go over here, it's gonna work just like the paint tool, but it's painting from this. So as you pull across, you can see how it duplicates exactly the image and puts that over here. And you can do this as much as possible. So look, now there's two of us. How cool is that? I don't want to duplicate us. That's not what we're here to do. So I'm going to Command Z, I'm going to undo that. And we're going to pick the ocean and then replace these guys with the ocean. Because when you're using the clone tool, basically when there's a background like this behind people, it's very easy to just get rid of them by cloning more of the ocean over here. A lot of times when you're traveling and you have a photo like this and there's people, there's usually something behind them that's pretty easy to Photoshop out. So it's the sky, the ocean, some dirt, a cliff, all that stuff is very easy to clone out. So we're gonna select somewhere over here, and I'm gonna make my brush smaller. And you can do that by going up here to your brush size and bring it up and down. And then I'm gonna use my hardness, which is basically your edges of your brush. So if you have it down at 0, that means it's super soft and it's very feathered. So here, I'll just show you an example. So you can see how it blends well into the rocks. I mean, you can't really blend the ocean into the rocks like that, but let me show you versus 100% hardness. It's a very strict line. So we're gonna use a mix of soft and hard to crop these people out. We're gonna start bringing the hardness down to about 30. And yeah, my size is pretty good where it's at for what I'm doing. And I'm going to select the ocean. I wanna select something that could be pretty close to what they are. That looks pretty similar. And then I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to start painting them out with the ocean. And I don't really like the way that looks because you can definitely tell I painted that. So we're going to try this again. I'm going to make it a little less hard. Go back in. I'm going to start up here with this a little bit. That kind of matches that. That blends much better. Paint them away. Okay. Now I'm going to pick this over here. Go back in. And we're going to paint these. I'm going to paint some of this brush out. And so I'm going to leave a little bit of space between the brush and the rock right now, because I'm going to show you another part of this. So now, blended a lot of this. It looks pretty natural. Fits right in there. It doesn't really, you might be able to take some of this and blend this over a little bit. You're just blending to make it look as natural as possible. Now, edges is a different thing. And this is a hard edge. So if as soon as you put a soft edge in here, just like that, you're gonna tell that you Photoshopped that. And you're gonna be like, oh, there's an edge. Someone sat there and Photoshopped something out. And we wanna make this as clean as possible. So I'm gonna bring the hardness up. Let's go up to like 70s. And I'm gonna pick a point up here, pretty close to that. I'm gonna shrink down my brush, and then we're gonna paint the edge so it's crisper. than what we were doing a little bit earlier. And don't worry, we're going to blend this in a minute. So I just keep picking a point and I keep bringing it over. Okay. And you can fine tune this by making your brush smaller, really getting in here. So we'll take this, go right around the rock, get some of the stuff out, and you can really start playing. Now the one thing is we now need to blend this because it was a hard edge and a hard edge doesn't look good. So I'll bring my hardness down, size up, and we've got the people out completely, but now we just want to make it look as natural as possible. So I'll blend some more of this up here. This looks pretty good. Take out some of that darkness. And bring the brush down. There's just a little section there that doesn't look that nice. And when you zoom out, look at that, the people are gone, it looks natural, it looks like the ocean is there and there's no people there. So now we've taken our photo and we've made the photo 10 times better because there's no people in it. You know what? I see one other person right there that is doing something with her hair. So this is a good example because I'll show you some rock. So I'm gonna take the brush at about 30 again. I wanna take this rock right here, blend that. And because it's such a small little portion, that's all I had to do. And that part is fixed. So now all the people are gone. But the clone tool is a great tool to use to fix any blemishes, any things on the photo itself that you want to get rid of. It's a very quick way to go in and fix problems and make it look that much better. Well, from here, I'll just save this photo. And then when you go into Lightroom, photo will be brought back into Lightroom as a TIFF. What I normally do is I usually get all my editing done in Lightroom, and then I take over Photoshop and do some tweaking, and then I might bring it in and do a couple more tweaks. There is a clone tool in Lightroom, and this is one more thing I want to show you. It's not as good. So that's why I really prefer to take things into Photoshop, because when you clone here, it's a similar type, but you don't have as much control. You're basically doing like an auto clone. So you like pick a point and then it picks another point, makes the same shape, brings that over. So sometimes this will work if it's like one little thing that you're trying to clone out. Like let's say the sky. So this like would be easy to clone out with the Lightroom. And look at that, it takes it right out. The issue is as you start to get more detailed and you want to take people out, say these people, it's really hard to use this auto clone feature. Whereas if you're going in and painting like it's a paintbrush, it makes it a lot easier because you can go in and really get detailed and make it look natural. I hope that was helpful. Be sure to check out our Instagram at Wanderworks. You can go take a look. There's a ton of photos from our travels around the world where we've used this technique to go through and clean up the photo and take out people and take out things in the photo to make them look that much better. So you scroll through our feed and you can see different samples of how we use this. As always, guys, make sure you subscribe and leave a comment below. I'd love to know your tricks that you use when you're editing your photos and taking them to the next level. So guys, I'll see you on the next one.